Hello. It's 4 o'clock my time here in Missouri. And my name's Lisa Stacy. And I told you I was going to tell you how I got into pottery. I'm not sure where to begin, but I'll just say about 2 years ago, maybe a little over 2 years ago, 2 years and 2 or 3 months ago, I had been looking at taking some classes at a local studio here on the Independent Square called 323 Clay. Do a little shout out there. Great place. Friendly people. Informative. They let you learn at your own pace. I can't say enough nice things about that studio. I'm an independent type, so I don't have a membership there anymore, but I did. But you know, anytime I want to go in there, really, or if I have something too big that fits in my kiln, I mean, they're so gracious and willing to work with you. So anyways, I was looking at going there for probably over a year, and my husband was like, just do it, because I'm stingy. I didn't want to spend the money. You know, one of the most expensive hobbies there is out there, and I didn't even really realize it. But once I started taking classes, you know, he gave me the green light. You know, sometimes when my husband says, you know, just do it, I'm like, okay. So then it's more guilt-free spending. So I did it, and I've been hooked ever since. Also, I found out real fast that how therapeutic it was. It was like going to therapy. Something about touching the elements of the earth, and the wheels spinning around, and the clay changing shape in your hand, even with all the failures that you have. It was never frustrating for me or felt like a failure. I just strove to get better. Also, this YouTube community of ceramics, clay, pottery was a huge help. I learned really fast with the classes and YouTube combined together. So fast forward to now, and here I am. I feel like, I mean, I'm no expert by any means. I personally feel like anything in the field of art, that included hair that I did for 32 years. I always said, once you feel like you know it all, or you act like you know it all, then you're done. You're toast. So always learning, always getting better, always improving your skill, and finding what you're best at. There are lots. I've watched so many different potters, and even at the studio here, so many different styles and avenues to express yourself, and each one excels in their own special way. So, you know, I just want to encourage people, if you are even thinking about this, just try it and do it. And even if you don't pursue it full time after that, in any way, shape, or form, have fun. Anyways, there's my 2 cents. There's a quick, brief synopsis of how I got started. And I have a little bit of coffee today. This mug here, it was my mom's. She had bought 4 different mugs and made a display on her kitchen counter. She's passed away now, about 3.5 years ago. But anyway, this was made at Silver Dollar City. And anyways, I drink out of these all the time because my mom bought them. They were my mother's. Anyway, plus I love them. And I keep trying to figure out how to recreate these glazes. They mix their own, so I kind of asked them, and they were like, oh yeah, we mix our own. And I was like, okay, you're not going to tell. It's okay. So anyways, I'm going to open Matilda here. It's another light load. I did peak. I got to another hot cone 5, almost a cone 6. Not quite as hot as the one I did just a couple days ago. Let's open up Matilda and see what she's got for us. I love coffee. Here we are. Oh, she's 84 degrees, by the way. I don't know how I managed that. I know how. I have been busy all day sanding the bottoms of a million pots. I probably got about 60 more to go, and my setup for the show is tomorrow at Missouri Town. Anyway, okay, let's just start with the big one. And let me brush off this alumina hydrate here. To the floor it goes. I mix it in with my wax resist, and and then I brush it on and let it just dry, and it helps it slippy slide all over the shelf. So it's pretty good, pretty flat. And there it is. I made this stencil myself with my Cricut maker. Oops, wrong way. Back up a little. Anyway, I should have brought a ruler over here. I'm not sure. This is probably about 15 inches. Maybe, well, yeah. About 15 or 16 inches. Anyways. I just took different glazes like Coyote Pumpkin and I think is it Spectrum or Coyote Sky. I don't know. I just took different ones. I just picked different ones that I liked, and I painted on there on the greenware before I bisked it. And then I did that. Then I bisque fired it and set it. And so then when it came out, I put wax clear on it. Then I put wax resist. And then I did all the background, which is 2 coats of ivy and then 1 coat of Muddy Waters. And it's gorgeous. Beautiful little charcuterie serving tray. Okay. I hope you guys liked that. It's really kind of the grand finale, but we had it at the beginning. Got to grind off a couple of little pieces of cookie stuff. I just made this up myself. I kind of like cut sharp. I kind of applied my sewing skills, and I used it with the clay, and I made the base, and then I did another one and wrapped it and pinched it like I was gathering it, but it's clay. And then I just did this, and then I kind of like I was pulling a handle and pulled this top up. So anyway, this is Nori Green and Cactus. I'm not sure. There. I'm not sure if that helps. And then I took some light flux and I kind of like put it along the edges just randomly here and there. Anyway, it's really cute. Little Christmas tree. And I have another one. Oh, that one popped off. Anyway, this is Cactus. And of course, a little bit of light flux. I did the same thing. I just took it and draped it, kind of like you drape fabric on a mannequin, but I just draped it and made this very organic-y, not perfect little Christmas tree. I feel like maybe that might be better. My light was a little bit, yeah, that's kind of better. This is Winter Wood and Blue Rutile, and I actually put it over the top of something else that I had done. It was kind of mint green and I didn't like it, and it's still kind of there, but it definitely softened it up so it doesn't look like it doesn't go together. So anyways, when I'm done with this, got lots of more. Gotta sand all these. I refired this because this was one in a previous video that didn't turn out well, and all the glaze separated. They didn't play well together. So this is Coyote Beech Nut, maybe. I'll look it up. I can't remember. I did it last night when I was tired. So definitely now, this is supposed to be in my historical inspired reproduction type line. This definitely looks very much like wood-fired hot spot. Something you might have had in a wood-fired kiln. So, really turned out nice. Okay. I already showed this one in the last video, so you all saw it already. But yeah, I just refired it because it had, you know, some crawled spots. But yeah. It did its job this time. I have two. This is a smaller crock for smaller utensils. This is brown bear clay and brown bear clay from Kentucky Mud Works and Terre Blanc. They do well together if you want to mix them and marble them like this for an agate ware look. And then I put some seaweed. This is seaweed. Inside I put that coyote beech nut. I think that's what it's called. And then I put some seaweed over the top. Anyways, it's, I don't know how big, about 8 inches. Yeah, 7-8 inches tall. So that looks cute. And then here's another one. It's much heavier and much bigger, so you can put a lot of utensils in here and it won't tip over. So this one I put the agate ware stuff on the outside of some Terre Blanc, so that way I can make it stretch because I didn't have very much left. And it turned out really good. Inside, I don't know if I can capture it. It's hard to get inside. It's ancient jasper. I put 3 heavy coats and it looks exactly like the test tile little square on the bottle with the reds and the greens coming through. I mean, I wish I could capture it. It just... Well, I feel like it's not capturing it, but it's gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to take the shelves out, and we'll take a peek what's on the next shelf. Okay, back again. Alright, I went ahead and just took these little guys out. I tried making little buttons. I had some on the top shelf, and the glaze, it must have been hotter up there. I don't know, because the glaze all ran and filled in the holes on all of them but one. So here, like this one, it kind of fell sideways. I wonder, I could probably Dremel it out. It filled in. Cute, cute buttons. I won't show them all. They're all basically the same. They're all, you know. You know how crafters are. They like to get cute things, so I've got those. These were also on the top shelf that I had taken out previously too, because I said I peeked. This is seaweed, and this is the beech nut or butternut or whatever from Coyote. So these are acorns. I have some actual acorn tops from real acorns, and I will glue those to the bottoms and sell those for these little trinket dish fillers at my market. Now this was just a prototype, and now I think what I'm gonna do is next time is maybe do some cutouts. It's hard to, it's a nativity scene. And make it, attach it to like a base where you can put a votive candle behind it. But this was just a prototype. And then when you light the candle, then you'll see the nativity scene. So it's still really cute. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe it can be a spoon rester, like a little hot plate. This next one is an inspired, historical inspired plate. Turned out really good. I don't remember what I did. This is like colored slip, like a red-brown slip, like Albany slip, and then I carved it out of the slip, the flower. Yeah, and that's it. So it's cute, nice little plate. There were also these here in the middle shelf. This is my 5. Oh, dropping everything. That's my 5. Maybe if I put it on a book post. There's the 5. And the 6. So definitely pretty near a 6. Anyhow. Let's just take this little half shelf out real quick. Two plates. I'm going to make myself some like bowl type plates, like pasta plates, I guess I want to call them. So these were just an experiment. I didn't know what to put on them because I'm going to go ahead and sell it. So this is the remnants of the brown bear and Terre Blanc clay. I had just enough to do these two. And I can't remember 100% what I did, but I think it's ivy, 2 coats of ivy, and then Aurora green. So, hoping somebody will pick these up. I've decided I definitely want my plates to be just a little bit bigger than this. So I need to use a little bit more clay. I think this was like 1.5 pounds, so probably 2 pounds, maybe slightly more than 2. That'll get me what I'm looking for. Also, they were a little, I mean, they didn't warp at all on me, but I think I'd like the bottoms to be just a little thicker, just so I can put a foot in them, because I really didn't have enough to put a foot. So anyway, they're pretty cool. I like that. Now this is also the coyote beech nut or whatever it's called. Just a little cup. It's actually going in the reproduction segment of part of the shelves on my at my market that I'm going to do. And it's a Jill cup, so it holds about 4 ounces of liquid. They measured things, and if you look at old recipe books, where they were called receipts back then, this is a Jill cup. That was the unit of measure they used in cooking. And other things too, but mostly cooking. So anyway, G-I-L-L, Jill cup. Okay. This is satin patina and shipwreck on this tiny little Little trinket dish bowl. And again, this was a refire because I had a spot that had crawled. Two little tiny spots, one there and one over here, and they filled in. I put more blue rutile on it just so it didn't wash out, and it did a little bit, even though I put more on. It got a little darker and a little bit more gray, but it's still really cute. So yeah, could be a sugar bowl or a honey pot. I didn't notice that, but my granddaughter said, "Hey Grandma, that looks like a bird." And of course, all of these, my leaf mugs, they crawled, so if you watch my last video, you'll see. So, yep, they're all healed over now. Look good. Leaves from my elm tree, put it in the greenware, let them dry, peeled it off, bisqued it, copper wash, wipe back, then clear, wax resist, then clay scapes, nutmeg, and then I put some cream, like dipped it on the top, and last video I was saying it washed out, but I think it was because I got the glaze on there too thick, and I got the cream on there too thick too. That's what washed everything out. More buttons. These are bigger. That looks like cenote. And ivy, and maybe that's just ivy. Maybe with some aurora green. I don't know. I did these like definitely a while back. And I honestly don't even know. But it's pretty. Cute, big buttons. And speckled plum. So pretty. On the little fidget stones. They just feel so good. I make mine. I know I shared it before, but when I push the thumb in there, then I take my hand and go like this, and I shape it so it really fits. It's very ergonomic. They might look all wonky, but they fit in your hand. So if it's in your pocket, it fits. And I burnish this side. I don't put anything there. I burnish it so it's really smooth. I refired this pumpkin, and I can't remember what I put on there because I think it had ginger on it, and it was kind of ugly. So I put one of the Spectrum pinks on there, and I'm not sure which one. Probably Bougainvillea. The stem is, I'm not sure, gunmetal green maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's chrome green. I don't have much left. I have one big item and some little stuff still. I don't even know if you could hear me. I keep talking with my head down in there. Anyway, there's not much left. My granddaughter I will probably redo this. She forgot to glaze the middle, and I didn't notice, and right here didn't have enough. I'm not sure what she did, but I know she did designer liner around the edge. But I'm going to have her reglaze this because it's rough and not very nice. She just takes clay sometimes, smushed it out, she took like a cookie cutter and she stamped it on there, but didn't push through all the way to make the flower. And then she took like a needle tool and just stabbed it a whole bunch to make the middle. Yeah, she's using her art skills, which is really nice. This one, I think she put pearl white and then designer liner. She just used like a little cutter and made these little butterflies. She puts magnets on the back, and this is just Albany Slip Brown. Oh no, it's not. It is that beech nut or whatever, coyote beech nut on this little chicken. I just pinched this out. This little chicken. They're actually really surprisingly easy to make. I always thought it would be hard. I only have just the one, so hopefully somebody snatches that little guy up. Okay, the last thing I have in here is a really big bowl. And I can't remember how many pounds of clay I used. It's what I get for not writing it down. A few little rough spots in there, but I think that was because of my glaze had little hard lumps in it, and I was too lazy to just sieve it first and then redo. So that's what I get. But I think I can just take some sandpaper and get the rough bumps off. Anyways, this is also gonna go in the historical inspired. It has a rolled rim. Has the Narikomi, or agate ware outside, rolled rim, and then I just took iron wash and I just did a bunch of historically inspired designs on the inside. Turn around this way. And then I put Amico ochre all over the top of it. And that looks beautiful. Clear as on the outside. I did put the ochre here, some too. But it was all on top of the clear already, so it's not as dark. Anyway, it's gorgeous. It's a great mixing bowl. Really good size. Probably this was 5 pounds or maybe 4. Anyway, there we go. That's all I have to show you. I ran out of room. We'll just put him back in there. Yeah. I'm kind of overwhelmed because, it's the day before a show. I'm doing a kiln opening. I still got a whole bunch of pots to sand all the bottoms, plus all this stuff that I just took out. Yeah. Really excited. Tomorrow is set up. Around 1 o'clock we can go set up. So I bought a whole bunch of pumpkins to help stage and make it look all festive. I'm really excited. I really like the Missouritown Fall Arts and Crafts Festival. I really don't know what else to say. I'm kind of at a loss for words because my brain is just racing ahead of all what's left to do. So with that said, I'm going to bid you adieu, and Matilda says, stay toasty, and we'll see you soon with more beautiful things to come out of the kiln. Or maybe I'll just do a little video. Somebody asked me to maybe do a video on how I do my paper resist things with the saran wrap and stuff. I wouldn't say it's 100% great, but it works. I don't know. Maybe I'll make one of those. Anyway, yeah, we'll make some more stuff. Anyways, I want to see more of your all's work and your all's stuff. And if you're not a potter, just come back and watch and check out some of the other potters on here. There's a lot of them. I'm terrible with names. I can't remember everybody. Maybe my next video I'll make a list and I'll shout everybody out that I've been watching and that's been inspiring me. So with that said, got Christmas. We got fall. Took this out of the last Kiln Unload. I mean, it just all comes at once, right? So, I'll make a video of my setup, and I'll post that, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.